So this is very specific to me, but I thought I'd make a video about it because this is kind of part of my journey as being an artist. And initially when I started as a traditional artist, I would get a pencil like this, right? And as you can see, the nib, it's standard, and I don't know if I can, but I'd get a pencil like this, and you obviously want to keep them as sharp as possible constantly. Sometimes I don't need them sharp, I just need them blunt for massive shading. Let's say for shading, doesn't really sound like I know what I'm talking about, and I don't fully, and that's okay, because fuck it. But the point of this conversation is that I've taken this pencil and I've gone from sharpening it like this, standard, and having issues with normal sharpeners. So if I can find some, probably can't, but I used to have metal sharpeners, I used to have the standard stationary sharpeners that everyone gets. That didn't work for me because I'm sharpening constantly as I'm working on pieces. When I did the Lord of the Rings piece, when I did even just an A4, doing a full A4 in pencil or graphite, you are sharpening your pencils a lot, and it takes time to do that constantly. You don't think it does until you're working on something that's massive and it requires all of these pencils. So I ran into issues where either the sharpener was too blunt or it just wasn't working and it was breaking my nibs, and it was literally chowing down on the pencil, and I'd spend so much time just trying to sharpen the pencil, and it would end up just eating the entire pencil. And there goes the pencil that I just bought, and it's like R5, South African rand, but it's still a pencil that I was supposed to use and would last longer. And so I ran into this issue of trying to find what's the perfect way to sharpen a pencil. And I kind of think that's important for someone like me who's doing things traditionally, because normal standard sharpeners just don't work. I'm sorry, at least I don't think so. And so I've taken my pencil nib from being like that to being like that, and I do think that there's a difference. I think that there's a massive difference, and I actually prefer this. My sister actually, I drive my sister insane because of the way that I sharpen this, but I think that this is so much better. So what I had to do to take this to this was, I've got a box cutter, this bad boy. This is more dangerous, so be safe, slow, cautious and careful. But I would take it and I would carve out the wood slowly, carefully, to try not break the nib. And then I would take one of these that you would use to clean your blending sticks. And a blending stick, I'm just trying to get the right stuff here. That is not a blending stick. This is a blending stick. I use these to shade. It's literally just paper rolled together, and you just blend with it. It gives you those tones and it smoothens out everything. You know, people use tissue paper, they use earbuds, they use all sorts of things. You can use a blending stick as well. You get a whole bunch of these, and the way that you clean them is on here. And I never thought for a second that I could use a pencil on one of these, which is sandpaper. It's just yours, I'm guessing your normal sandpaper, and I can sharpen the pencil on these. So I would cut it, first process, cut it with a box cutter and get it down to the nib, just the nib, and then I would sharpen the side of it like that, and I would get my desired result. And because it's just the nib, right, I can also see a bit more refined, and I'm able to work a bit more without the rest of the wood in the way. And that seems like, oh dude, that's such a small thing, like it doesn't matter. And for the most part it doesn't. But when you're really trying to go in and get as microscopic as you can, I mean, this is the reason why people prefer using a clutch technical pencil, right? It's the exact same thing. And so this kind of just emulates it. It literally just emulates it. I mean, look at the difference of that, right? It doesn't seem big, but it is, at least to me. So that was kind of my process of realizing that that is how I can prep my pencils. And doing it that way, you know, your standard way of sharpening a pencil, means that you are always going to have it look this way and the nib is always going to disappear. To me, having it this way means the nib is technically always going to be there, depending on how well you sharpen it or shave it away. And then you can always take it and just on the sandpaper, and bingo, done. Now obviously it does make a mess. It does leave graphite. I've literally, okay, this is based around me, but I didn't want to waste the graphite because of how much I use my pencils. So I just thought it would be a fun experiment to actually see how much graphite I've used over a year. So that is from all the previous pieces and the pieces that I'm currently still working on. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it's quite a lot. And so yeah, that was just my conundrum. I've got a better pencil sharpener now that I've got. It is way better. It's kind of similar to a school sharpener, and it's got the wind thing, but I still feel like my older method, my previous method, or my current method of using the box cutter and using the sandpaper is far superior. And once I realized that, I feel like it transformed my process and what I was doing. Genuinely, I feel like it is a difference, and it's probably out there, it's probably so widely used, but I just feel like it was an issue that I had, that I was going through, that I was struggling with. And I'm glad that I finally figured out a way to get all my pencils sharpened and in a better state. Now sometimes I still do it with this polychroma, because these are color pencils, so the pencil itself is thicker, and so it's more work, slightly more work. But with my normal new sharpener that I got, that seems to be better. So just, if someone is maybe going through a similar thing, or they're struggling with your standard sharpeners, toss that shit in the bin. It's not gonna help you. Maybe for some people, I don't know, but I just feel like I've bought those metal sharpeners, the small ones, the single, the double. I've bought all of your normal standard plastic sharpeners, and it's, yeah, plastic, it's cheap, whatever, it clearly doesn't work. But I also just feel like instead of wasting a few hundred or wasting money on a sharpener, you can do this method, and as long as you're safe and careful, it will be way easier, less results, more results, and cheaper. So that's just my take on this challenge that I had, and thanks for watching.